Hey, this video is really not intended to be distributed or shared. I'm going to talk about my condition, fibromyalgia. I was diagnosed about 2.5 years ago with lupus, and I didn't think I had lupus. I just didn't feel it. I didn't even want to believe I had anything remotely close to fibromyalgia or any kind of chronic illness or anything like that, because unfortunately there's a stigma, and I had known people who were just, I don't know, I'll just talk about me. I'm very strong health, strong physically. I'm very active, very strong emotionally, strong mentally. I've been in law enforcement for over 20, way too long. And so, I'm naturally a type A personality, and you're not going to bring me down, and I'm not going to accept this diagnosis. It's ridiculous. It's for weak people. That's what I thought. Anyway, so I was diagnosed with it, and when I looked back on a few incidents, it started making sense. Again, it's hard to admit, mine was brought on by constant trauma. People say they've been through stress, or they've had these stressful situations, and all jobs are stressful, and there's politics everywhere. But some people like myself are just not. I don't think God created me to take on so much. And when you can't, it's different when you can't trust the people you work with. When you can't trust the people you work with that are out on the streets supposed to be covering you, that's a whole different ball game. Plus, with society changing so much, and so the politics change, it's become an attack on the police. Whereas used to, when I started, your city council, your county commissioners, your mayor, everybody, your chief, your supervisors were all behind you, and they knew your character. And so with the change in society, all that has changed. That's what kind of took a toll on me. I am not used to that. I am used to people believing in my ethics and my, my moral compass and so forth. So anyway, it takes a toll. And I had a couple of subordinate officers when I was a chief that, that's another story, but because of that instant, there was one instant with one officer, and I broke out with shingles. And I know that's why. It's like I don't have high blood pressure issues or anything like that. So my body's outlet was shingles. My body's outlet to all that stress, all that buildup, all that hurt and confusion, everything is just built up. And instead of having a heart attack or stroke or anything like that, my body breaks out with shingles, and now I have fibro flares. So with these flares, I do the best I can. Of course, I try to stay active as much as I can, but because I am that way, I will tend to push myself, therefore bringing up another flare. These are the bad ones. This one that you're looking at, I'm having a hard time with my neck pain, and my I'm holding my phone up and it's hurting. So stuff like that, basic stuff like that. But I will get up because I'm starving, and so I'll get up, go fix my shake. Fixing my shake hurts. My hands hurt, my wrist hurts. Like I've got one of those little, it's got the base and the motor, and so I turn turn it and start making it, start blending and stuff. That hurts. Getting the ice hurts my hands. The coldness and everything. So lots of temperature sensitivities. So, but once I get up here in a minute, because my wrist is about to give out, once I get up and get my shake going, and then while I'm fixing my shake, I am fixing my tea. I don't feel like it. I'm hurting. I'm miserable. Fatigued doesn't even cover it. The pain is not, there's no pain scale for this. I just want to let you know, if you know anybody with fibro or I got to change hands, I'm sorry. There's no specific pain scale for this, because it is an overall pain. We have what you call trigger points. There's little points on our body that if you were to touch it, it would, make me jolt. We were at Walmart last night, and because of all the yesterday's activity and some additional negative stress that came about, I was at a level 10, you could say, with my flare, and my husband accidentally bumped my leg with the cart. It sent like an electric pain jolt through my entire body, and he tried to reach over to comfort me, and I jumped. So, and then we were walking out to the parking lot, and after all this, we were walking out to the parking lot, and as I was approaching the rear of this, going beside the rear of this vehicle, I heard one of those firecracker things hit the ground, a couple of bam, bam, like that. And of course, I'm already, up here with my body. And so when that happened, it made it even 10 times worse. So by the time I crawled into the car, I was absolutely miserable. So that's what goes on with a bad fibro flare. When my father-in-law passed away, we have a lot of in-law issues, and I'll leave it at that because there's no sense in going into it. But the point is I drove all the way to Waco knowing that we're going to be going through all this, but I won't be there for my husband. My husband didn't want me to go because he knew. And so I went, and the next day after the visitation, no, it was at the visitation. I told my husband, I said, I'm feeling horrible, but I didn't want to, make a scene or anything. And so I went into the restroom, and I crawled into a ball in the corner. My husband came in there. He literally carried me out. Luckily, nobody was around for all this, but he carried me out. And when I got back to the hotel room, I curled up in a ball. It was like flu, pneumonia, just bam. It hits fast. That's what this is about. I didn't mean to take so long, but I don't feel like redoing this. I will get my shake done here in a minute, and then my tea, and then in a few minutes, he's so precious. I have to show him. He knows when mommy's not feeling good. Sometimes he'll lay on my legs, but Diego's down there. But I'll get my shake in, and then I will get my tea, and I will, thankfully, because I have started working the business a couple of months ago, or last month, or whatever it was, now that gives me something emotionally to focus on. And so while my tea and my shake is getting in my body, I am slowly starting to feel a little bit more human. This talking right here, tons of energy, so it's taken a lot out of me, and as soon as I hit that, I'm going to drop my phone and lay here for a couple minutes and actually recuperate, and then go in there and take care of that. So again, this is just, I don't know why I'm recording this, but maybe to kind of explain what this is like, for your own knowledge, not to be distributed or used as a sale thing or anything like that, but that you have talked to somebody or you've heard from somebody. If you, I'm also going to incorporate 2 or 3 other products. My beautiful, intelligent, sweet mentor, Diana, has reminded me about the Formula 2 and 3 basics. I don't know why I'm not on that. But anyway, I'm going to incorporate that pretty soon as I can, and see if that'll also help some too. But even just the shake and tea, between us, the shake and tea does help a little bit. So do with this video what you want. I just wanted to explain it without, reading material. There's a lot of material out there. There's Count Your Spoons. Look up Count Your Spoons. And it's the chronic illness in this story form, or however you can say it, with having spoons, and how many spoons each activity takes. You start the day out with so many spoons, and sometimes taking a shower that's 2 spoons. You got to give that up. And then, like, by the end of the day, if you don't have any more spoons left, you have nothing left to give. Or somebody else takes your spoons, emotional trauma, or their anger, or whatnot. That's another thing I want to explain real quick, is it's been interesting to me that I think it's the personal stuff that bothers me. I could go to work here in a little while, when I'm feeling better, and I can do my job as a police officer out there, because I guess I've been a cop for so long, for 20, nearly 25 years, and my body, my brain, everything's conditioned. It's like, get out there, do your job. I could work accidents. I can go from sexual assault of a child to a fatality accident to an elderly person that just wants somebody to talk to because they've been alone all day. So, we have that gift, especially if you work at small agencies, and you do everything. But that doesn't bother me. I won't really have much of a flare up unless I've worked more than about 4 or 5 hours. So that's why I reserve. So I just work, 3, 4, 5, 6 hours if I'm having a good day. And then, I do that every once in a while. And that's enough. That's all I can really handle at this point, because of weather and stuff like that. But that kind of emotional stuff, that, the traffic stops, the mean people, the, stuff like that, that's not it. It's the, I guess, personal attacks and the personal stuff that goes on, the people that you count on and stuff like that. So if you're dealing with people who have this, this kind of gives you an idea maybe of what it's like and how they feel. And I think knowledge is good. I think we can overdo it sometimes. Again, you could go to the website and look up some basic, maybe blogs or something. There's a lot of medical terminology behind it. I don't get it. I don't need to get it. Doesn't matter to me. All I know is this is what brings stuff on, and I need to get in there and get my shake, and I'll start feeling a little bit better, and I'll get to working again on my herb life. If you have any questions, I don't mind answering. I don't know how many people you know who have it, and I believe, I know that because I have been on the products for over 23 years, I really feel confident saying that I would be a lot worse off with this and everything else. I would probably most likely be on blood pressure medication and, cholesterol and a lot of other things if I had not been getting such solid, absorbable nutrition all these years. It's almost like, because of all that, I'm a little bit ahead of the game, so to speak. So anyway, if anybody has any questions or anything, feel free to text me, 903-413-5428. Call me. I will share my experiences. I will not give advice, but I can share my experiences, and you can go from there. So, all right, my wrist is gone. This I'm about to give out, and I'm starving. So thank you for listening, and just holler if you need anything from me.